Hi, I'm Joni Marks. I'm a three-time international best-selling author and the creator of three acclaimed online courses for Udemy.com. And the material in this series is edited excerpts from my upcoming book, Finding True Love After 50. And this particular episode is about achieving your goals after 50 through journaling. And we are on the 7th step to talk about today. Step 7, identify new places to explore. Exploring new places after the age of 50 holds significant importance for several reasons, both psychological and physiological. As you enter this beautiful stage of life, it is common to encounter various life transitions. Having fun by visually gauging in and exploring travel-based activities can play a critical role in positively moving through these changes. What are some of the potential life changes you may experience after 50? Well, children leaving home, retirement, divorce, the passing of loved ones. And that's not all. Perhaps the biggest change is a reevaluation of life goals and desires, for it is here that you begin to reshape your life from within. There are wonderful reasons why exploring and traveling is so important. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. But what precipitates all of this is your journal and journal writing. Those two pictures I shared with you, one is from my African safari to Zambia, Botswana, and South Africa, which I took in October. Those were started in my mind back in 1984 when I went to a lecture by this couple, and it was about their book called The Cry of the Kalahari, Mark and Delia Owens. And that fired me up. Now, I had been to Kenya and Tanzania in 1974. And at that time, this is just a postscript, at that time I thought all the wildlife was gone in 1974. But it wasn't. And so that's part of the progression of realizing that when you're ready to do it, the adventure will be there. And it starts with your journal going, I am going to do this. But you see, it took me 40 years to accomplish that. So that's the first picture, where I am at the Victoria Falls, and that's in Zambia. That fall is one of the 7 wonders of the world, and it was named the Victoria Falls by Dr. Livingston, as in Dr. Livingston, I presume, and he named it after his queen, Queen Victoria. And what's interesting about that picture is that the amount of water that flows over it from the Zambezi River, which I was next to, varies depending on the time of year, whether it's the dry season or the wet season. And I went in the dry season, so the falls themselves are not as spectacular. But still, the natives call these falls Ozi Otumya, which means smoke that thunders. So the more water that falls over, the greater the sound is that carries. And there you are. So that is, it's such a wonderful opportunity. So let me go through next on some other ideas about why this would be good for you. Journaling what you want to see and accomplish in the near future. Here are my 10 reasons to explore new places after 50. Starting with mental stimulation, improves physical activity, emotional well-being, interpersonal growth, strengthening relationships, fulfilling dreams and aspirations, opportunities to reflect on life, renewed sense of adventure, legacy building, and adapting to life changes. These are just a few benefits Be sure to journal your own and create new opportunities to explore life in the ways that are beneficial to you. I next want to guide you through 3 journal prompts. But before I do that, I want to reference back to the slide we just saw a couple of slides back, which is me in this beautiful clear water. That is the Seychelles Islands that I went to in March of 2023. And how did I ever get there? That also was part of my journaling because I like to snorkel, and Joe and I, my husband, would go snorkeling. And so this was kind of like an homage to Joe, that we were going someplace that the two of us never did have the opportunity to do, but I made sure that I did. And so the journal and remembering all the things that I had written in my journal about what you do when you snorkel, how to do it safely, what are the animals I'm going to see. And I had the opportunity to see these hatchlings, these green turtle hatchlings. There were about 80 of them that came from the interior of this island, the Assumption Island of the Seychelles, and went tumbling down all the sand in the footprints over lumps and bumps and ended up in the water. And what did I feel? I felt, yes, these turtles are on their own and they can do it. So I journaled myself and said, yes, Joan, you are on your own, but you're accomplishing your goals. And so when I show you next these journal prompts, think about what things you want to do, what things you think you're capable of doing at the age you are. And you'll be surprised how much more you can do than you think, because going to the Seychelles is very physical. So I want to share these 3 journal prompts with you next. Create some time after this episode to journal your responses to the following journal prompts. And if you look at my face in this picture, I am reflecting on the fact that here I am in Africa, and my journal and all my preparation and my desire to go there actually got me there. So 1, what are 3 bucket list trips you have always wanted to take and why? And how can you start planning a trip to one of these places? And 2, what cultures fascinate you? What can you do right now to immerse yourself in these cultures to prepare for your next trip? And 3, what do you want to achieve through your travel experience at this stage in your life? Thank you for joining me for this episode. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I invite you to do so and to sign up for my 3 acclaimed online courses, Finding True Love, Drive Through, Make It Your Own, and Refocus and Renew Your Life. Visit udemy.com and in the search box, type my name, Joni Marks. And until you and I meet again, remember every morning to look into your mirror, smile at yourself and say, I am my own best friend, for I came into this world to be myself. For that I came. Thank you, and all my best.